Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you another episode of the VGC Pals Draft League Season 3. This time we are up against Snakeyes and his San Diego Serperiors. So this matchup is looking a little rough, if I am being honest. With a few of my rough matches before, I have at least found good strategies that I could use. And then in some of my matches that looked not so strong, I ended up in a position where I was fully countered. This time, this is a good matchup, this is a good team in my opinion, and my matchup isn't so hot. It's not impossible, I will say that. I have a lot of Pokemon that do well into him. They're just not perfect answers. So, taking a look at things, he started off with the Garchomp draft, and it has certainly been doing him wonders, but he has been leveraging a lot of other picks, such as the Ninetales, Gyarados, and Venusaur rather well. He does have a few other picks that I'm a little worried about, as they are going to cause some problems, but overall, those four at the front there are really what I'm worried about. In terms of speed, I think that's actually the key factor here, is that the speed control game is going to be quite important. Now, it's possible that he may give up the speed control in favor of just trying to win defensively, which he can do because he has the Ninetales, he has the Aurora Veil, and then things such as Venusaur and even Gyarados are actually quite bulky Pokemon and difficult to take out. Gyarados is known for just being very thick and difficult to hit, while Venusaur is, on top of being literally thick, he has thick fat, he's also got a way to regenerate HP very easily. Overall, this is a pretty tough matchup for me, in my opinion. I have some good Pokemon into this, so how about we go ahead and jump into what I think is going to help me beat Snakeyes here. Starting things off, we have Primarina. So Primarina here is, once again, very, very close to a standard set. We do have a few benchmarks as well as one particular move that's a little out of the ordinary. We have Psychic. Now, Psychic is specifically just to give me an option into the Venusaur and make him think twice about sitting in front of me freely. This does, in practice, I want to say like 30 to 40%, which is a good solid chunk. It's not like I'm going to be just instantly killing him with it. Overall, Venusaur was a difficult Pokemon for me to take out, and as I made adjustments to the team, I slowly lost more and more of my counters. It really is tough when a grass type has thick fat. A lot of your options kind of just go away. So, taking a look at our stat spread, why do we have the stat spread that we have? Well, mainly the speed investment is what we're looking at. The speed investment is going to allow me to outspeed some key threats once we are under Tailwind. And that's really the main thing, is I just want to be as fast as humanly possible. So that way, once we get that Tailwind down, we are looking good. Next up, we have Lopunny. Now, Lopunny is once again looking very similar to what you would expect. We have traded out the Fake Out for a Thunder Punch, and the reason is that if he brings the Gyarados, then I've noticed that Lopunny is actually a pretty decent check. It's not perfect, so it is very possible that I won't be bringing this at all. I have noticed that my other Mega Slot, which I have chosen to bring this time, has been better more consistently, but just in case I ultimately decide that this will be better, I have brought it. It is, Lopunny is taking out the Garchomp with the Triple Axle. We can use the Thunder Punch to hit the Gyarados before it Mega Evolves, which he actually has a reason to delay Mega Evolving, because his Garchomp is able to spam Earthquakes next to a Gyarados that has not Mega Evolved. Now, I don't think that this is something I want to show immediately. I think the assumption is that he's going to Mega Evolve and I should be using Close Combat into it. But if he has shown that he is willing to just sit in front of me because he doesn't want to get hit with a Close Combat or a Moonblast, then I can go for the Thunder Punch, and so long as I am not intimidated, is a guaranteed OHKO. If I am intimidated, there's a very small chance that I OHKO, so I probably, more realistically speaking, need to get a little bit of chip on him, but that's fine. We can probably accomplish that. Taking a look at the stats, we are 13 Jolly, and that puts us outspeeding everything minus a Choice Scarf or a speed investment. So the main benchmark that we're trying to outspeed is the Starmie. Mind you, we're not really hitting Starmie with anything. We do have the Thunder Punch, which will hit it, but it doesn't kill it. So, I mean, we're realistically not wanting to stand in front of Starmie anyway. But if we do get stuck in that situation, we are faster than it. So, good for us. Next up, we have the Skarmory. Now, Skarmory, in my opinion, has been the better match here. The issue is that I do have to invest in this Jolly 32-32 set once again. There really isn't a whole lot to say here about, you know, the move set or the stats because it's very typical. I would have wanted to invest into some bulk because he does have things that can hit us for super effective or just some really good damage, generally speaking. For example, that Starmie has Thunderbolt, the Chandelure has Heat Wave. I don't believe we can even live a Heat Wave. I'll need to run that calc one more time, just to make sure. But he has all sorts of stuff that he's going to be trying to hit us with, and we're really not wanting to take it without any bulk investment. But the reason we have to run this speed stat is because Skarmory stands as a great way to absolutely destroy a Alolan Ninetales. Quadruple effective with our attack stat is just obliterating it. I'm not even 100% sure that he can live with a Babiri Berry so long as we're clicking Iron Head. Not entirely sure. I guess we'll find out. If he has an Aurora Veil, then perhaps yes he would. But the idea is that we're faster than him, so we could realistically kill him. Now, Ninetales is one to be running the Focus Sash. That is a fairly typical set, so we will want to watch out for that. If he's not running something like the Liepard, then there's a good chance that it is going to be sashed, and we will want to not just haphazardly attack it. We, of course, have the Tailwind. That is something that's going to be important to us. We do want to get this set up no matter what mode we are going. Next up, I am, I am bringing the Serperior. Serperior is a good option as a, basically as a budget Meowstic. The fact of the matter is I just can't afford to bring Meowstic to this match because there's one Pokemon in general that just makes it impossible. Meowstic was originally a really good option for me because it allows me to hit Venusaur while also supporting my team. But I had to get rid of it because it just struggled with so many different things. Weirdeer specifically is known for running skill swap nowadays because it wants to cycle that Intimidate over and over again by skill swapping its partner. But if Weirdeer decides to skill swap the Meowstic instead, then it takes away Prankster and Meowstic gets completely left dead in the water. With Contrary, we can afford to lose Contrary and still function. Now, Leaf Storm is going to be a detriment to us at that point, but at the very least, we can still click Breaking Swipe, which is going to be a great supportive option for us. We're still going to be very fast, and we can click Glare, so it's kind of like a budget form of Prankster Thunderwave. At least this way, we will be faster than the Garchomp unless he is Scarfed, and we can Glare him to get him slowed down for something like Primarina hit him. Overall, this is a pretty normal set. Just max HP, max speed. We want to be taking hits as well as we can while also outspeeding everything. Next up is Volcarona, and we are once again running this supportive set. It is the exact same set that I ran the last time I ran Volcarona. Struggle Bug, Rage Powder, Tailwind. Rage Powder is going to be good for taking away the attention from the Primarina if we are in front of a Venusaur or something. Venusaur does not tend to have, not Venusaur, because we can't pull the attention away from Venusaur because it's grass type. There were other things. Garchomp is another good example of this. It can Rock Slide, and that will do a bunch of damage to Volcarona, but if it's Rock Sliding, it is not Poison Jabbing the Primarina, and that's what's important. Also, the Gyarados, we take away attention from our other good threatening Pokemon, so long as we're using that Rage Powder. We have a couple other Pokemon on here that tend to only hit single target, such as Starmie. So it's not perfect for everything, but we do want to take away a little bit of the pressure that our carries are feeling, because our carries have been struggling to live for very long. He is kind of playing the fast-paced game while also having the option to slow it down and go bulky. That's just been such a huge problem for me. Of course, we have the Tailwind. If we are going the non-Skarmory mode, if we're going the Lopunny mode, then that kind of necessitates the Volcarona because we want to bring that speed. And then Struggle Bug is going to slow down all those special attackers that he has. Things like Chandelure, Starmie, Venusaur, Ninetales. A lot of good special attackers. I don't suspect that we'll be seeing the Trick Room option with his Mega Drampa, but if we do, I think we can just play around it. I mean, we kind of just hope not to see it because I didn't prep for it. Finally, we have the Mamoswine. This is the member that I am least confident in. I ultimately ended up on a Scarf set once again. Originally, this was going to be a Never Melt Ice plus Ice Shard to guaranteed kill the Garchomp and outspeed it every single time because he can't priority us back. But ultimately, I decided I'm just going to play the speed game. I'm going to try to outspeed it and hit it with the Icicle Crash because he can either go Yachi Berry to live the Ice Shard, or he can go just a bulky set and we aren't guaranteed to kill him. And that's just a problem. I would rather have a good shot at killing him. For the most part, I am usually scarfing myself into high horsepower and hitting a lot of his team for either neutral or super effective. Earthquake is something that we can go ahead and lock ourselves into if I'm sitting next to Skarmory, which is pretty good for us. And then finally, Superpower is just here if we end up in an endgame scenario where Gyarados is the last thing left. This just does more damage than Icicle Crash or High Horsepower. Obviously, if he's the flying form, then High Horsepower won't do anything. And Icicle Crash is our best option, but the assumption is that he's going to be Mega Evolving it, and if he doesn't, then, I mean, yeah, that's just the Icicle Crash angle then. We are also immune to the Intimidate thanks to the Oblivious ability, which is kind of a reason I ultimately decided to bring this. A lot of our other physical attackers are having a hard time here. I mean, Aegislash just gets hit with so much for super effective. Skarmory really hates getting intimidated. But I mean, he's got to come anyway. He just has too many good matchups. And then Ceruledge is, again, there's just not enough here that he can beat. So that is the team. Let's go ahead and jump over. And here we are with the items to show you what we got. We have the Rindo Berry on the Primarina. Now, chances are the Venusaur will be hitting us with a Sludge Bomb, and that will suck. However, clicking a Giga Drain on something that looks like a nice, juicy health pack is tempting, so it is entirely possible that he will be going for the Giga Drain instead, and he will get caught by our Rindo Berry, which would be awesome for us. Everything else, when it comes to coverage, ways that they can hit the Primarina, everything tends to be running a grass move. The Gyarados runs the Power Whip, and we can live that. The Chandelure runs Energy Ball, and we can live that. Unfortunately, that does mean Garchomp can hit us with Poison Jab, but we already normally live that, and same with the Starmie Thunderbolt. Those will hurt, but we can live them. We, of course, have our two Mega Stones. Leftovers on the Serperior because we just want to live for as long as we can. I did consider going a Resist Berry, but the Resist Berries aren't making me live 3 hits. They kind of just keep me at the same calcs. So I figured Leftovers would be better just to get all that life back. The Pasho Berry on Volcarona has helped us get through the Gyarados and the Starmie, who are trying to stop us from setting up that Tailwind, so that has been good for us. Then finally, the Mamoswine, as I mentioned, is a Scarf set. So with that, my opponent is already messaging me, so let's go ahead and get into the games. Alrighty, here we are. Let's get into this battle. Make sure we select the right team, not what we've been messing around on ladder with. M-B has not been serving me well, let me tell you that. I want to... I've been enjoying the Pokemon X and Y leader theme, so we'll go with that one. We'll stick on it. Okay. So, team members, he has... God, he has both. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Venusaur, Chandelure. He does have 2 members I did not practice against, so... that is a problem. Lucario and Liepard are the Pokemon I did not practice against, so that sucks. But what this does do, in my opinion, I think that it kind of necessitates the Lopunny. Because while he does have fake out pressure now, and that is kind of an issue, Lopunny now does more work here than the Skarmory, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and run a Lopunny plus Volk lead. I think it would be good. And then Prim is obviously going to be in the back because Prim just does super well into so much. And then I think we go... Serperior is pretty damn good. Actually, into those matchups, not so much. Let's go Mamo. It's just more so that Serperior allows me to keep fighting that speed war. So I might have to consider it in game 2, especially if this doesn't work out. What you got? The Ninetales Professor apparently uses it a lot. Lucario Liepard. So this could... something I should worry about here is a possible final Gambit, and that would really suck. I will, of course, be Mega Evolving because I want to stop any Gyarados Intimidates that might be coming in. But I am going to Protect to try to stop a Fake Out. And then I am going to set up... I actually don't need to set up a Tailwind here, because I'm already faster, minus the Volcarona. I'm going to go for a Struggle Bug. Because there is a possibility that this Lucario is a special set. Here comes the Gyarados. I was worried about that. Okay. What are you going to do? Aura Sphere. It is a special set. Now, I believe that there's a good possibility he's not going to Mega Evolve here because he wants to continue resisting. He doesn't want to get hit with a CC. So I'm going to go for a Thunder Punch. And I am going to Rage Powder here. He did not Mega Evolve, so I am going to catch him with this. It is kind of bulky, though, it looks. It might be a supportive. Interesting. I also put Intimidate on Ninetales, which is just not true. The Lucario, did I just see that right? That it moved before the Lopunny? I think I just identified the Scarfer. We'll go ahead and hit that with one of those again, and then I will go for a Rage Powder. Brings in the Chandelure. You go for a Protect. That does show us your entire team. You did not bring Venusaur or Ninetales. Do I want to switch here? I think I'm fine to switch into Primarina. And then I want to go for, I think I think I want to get a Tailwind before it's too late, because he could be aiming to kill me with a Waterfall. Heat Wave, Waterfall. We do live this. He's burned now, so he might just be dead. Even if he's not, then I kind of just want to leave him alive. You are Heat Wave. So I will definitely be going for a Hyper Voice here. And he's likely just going to protect the Chandelure, and that's fine. I could take this opportunity to pivot. I don't think I will, though, just in case he is Pasho. If he is Pasho Berry... if he's Pasho Berry, then I want to lower his special attack if I can. He is Pasho Berry. There we go. We lower the special attack. This will probably be the Energy Ball, which will take even better now. Special defense goes down, and that's not very fun. We don't like that. But we do know that he is Energy Ball now. You are threatening the Fake Out here. I'm going to protect you. You are likely going to Fake Out the Volcarona, but is what it is. I don't want to lose my Primarina here, and because that would just be tragic. So we go for the Struggle Bug and see if we can break that Sash if we can, because, I mean, it's not guaranteed to be Sash, but, I mean, in all likelihood. You withdraw and go into Lucario. So unless you faked out Volcarona, you are going to lose some. You went for a knockoff. Okay. Fair enough. So you are knockoff. You have not revealed Fake Out yet. Knock. I have a Tailwind, so even if you are choiced, I am faster than you. I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice in case he decides to bring in the Chandelure. And we're going to CC this Lucario. Prot. Okay. So I'm outspeeding... I'm outspeeding Chandelure here. What do I have in the back? Mamo? That's right. So we should be fine. I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice plus CC the Chandelure. Because I don't want to get baited into, CC the Lipard because it's super effective. We want to outspeed this Chandelure and kill it. Prankster T-Wave could... Yep, never mind. That causes a problem. I thought of that right as I locked in. We do get rid of the Chandelure, though. And we can come in with the Mamo. This one has more accuracy, so we go with this one. I don't want to reveal... I mean, Superpower is 100% accurate. That's the thing. I think I'm more willing to reveal my tech. Because I don't think it's an insane tech that I super need to be worried about. I just don't want to miss and lose the game off of it. Yep, guaranteed you are Sash. Intimidate. So we got game one. Very good. Now here's the thing. Seeing what I have, I think he's going to try to adjust, and I kind of want to call him on it. I think he wants to adjust to Venusaur, so I want to call him and go Skarmory. Which is a very big risk, because he has a lot of things that deal with Skarmory. Excuse me. So obviously, if I'm going to go Skarmory, then I want to lead him. But who is the partner? Skarmory is going to get scared off by Chandelure. So a Primarina follow-up would also be good. That would probably kill that Chandelure. I'd be a little scared of the Venusaur. But I think this is good. We go with that, and then... I don't think that you are actually doing me any good here in this matchup. Because he has nothing but special attackers. I mean, I guess he's using knockoff with that, but that didn't count. Mamo's the way to go here. And then I guess Volcarona. I mean, it feels wrong to take two Tailwinders, but I mean, with Struggle Bug, he's actually pretty good here. Let's see if I called you right. Does he pivot to the Venu side? I'm really thinking this last move is Protect. And even if it's not... I'm going to make a risky play here, and I'm going to go straight for a Hyper Voice. If he fakes me out, then that's rough. Damn. Well, we got the last move. It is Fake Out. I'm going to pivot into Mamoswine because I'm predicting a T-Wave. And I am once again going to try to click this Hyper Voice. No. If I do that, then I'm dying to Heat Wave. Go to Volcarona instead. And then go for the Hyper Voice. He actually went Gyarados. Okay. There's that Thunder Wave we were worried about. Given the HP that we are at, especially after Burn Ticks, I don't think that we live a Power Whip. So I think I have to Rage Powder here. And I might want to get rid of the Liepard by going for another Hyper Voice. Do I have another way to kill this? Kind of, yeah. Yeah, let's go straight into Hyper Voice. We'll do a little more damage to Gyarados. He brought both. I actually kind of called him right. There's the Power Whip. And we get the burn, which is awesome. I'm now going to go for a Tailwind and Protect, because I think he's going to try to split the damage here. I think he's going to go Waterfall into Volk, and he's going to go Sludge Bomb into Primarina. His best move here would be to double into Volcarona. Okay, so he does Mega Evolve the Venu, as predicted. You don't really use that thing without Mega Evolving it. With you being burned and me having Pasho, I wonder if you even kill with a double up. You get the Tailwind. And we go for a Struggle Bug here. And not a Moonblast, sorry. A Psychic. We're going to get as much damage as we can into Venusaur, and I think we're going to let go of the Primarina here. Oh! That was a good play. But you are burned and I am Rindo, so maybe we live a Power Whip? I do reveal Psychic. Nope, he just keeps going for Waterfall. Okay, so what do you have in the back? You do have a Dark type, so if you do... Okay, I think I want to go for Struggle Bug. I mean, Struggle Bug's... Okay, so Struggle Bug is going to kill... If he does decide to switch into his Dark type, Struggle Bug will kill it. So I'll go ahead and lock into the Psychic. We do get the Psychic off, which is awesome. Is the Tailwind up? We have one more turn to Tailwind. We're going to rotate this in. Now, Venusaur realistically can't do anything into Skarmory. I am going to go ahead and Brave Bird into that slot. Protects that slot. Is he double protecting? He is double protecting to waste my Does Gyarados get Sunny Day? Sunny Day is one of those moves that like everyone gets. He does get Sunny Day. This could be... It'd be a crazy tech, but this could be a Sunny Day plus Weather Ball. So I'm actually going to try to... I'm going to attempt to Tailwind with the Volcarona. And I'm going to Brave Bird off of this, because I want to make sure he dies. Okay. No, he just goes for the Waterfall. We do know Gyarados has the Thunder Wave. So it would be good to get him out now. I need to lock into high horsepower here. And I'm going to protect you. Because I don't want you getting Thunder Waved. He does actually do some good damage there. That's rough. He can bring this back. No, dude. I think off of that miss, he won. Yep, best game. I mean, if you want to pay it back for my crazy bad miss, you could miss here, and that would be awesome. No, of course not. Okay. We've revealed basically all the text at this point. How do we want to handle this? I think I want to bring Volcarona in the lead. Bring you two. Yeah, I just don't see a place where you're good. Let's bring you in the back. Yeah, I think I need to bring Skarmory, because if he brings the Venusaur again, then I just don't have a way to kill it. Not easily. Obviously, I can bring it down eventually, but it's not enough. Game 3, the first one of the season. Tensions are high. Okay, so I think what I do here is I can go straight. I think I go straight into either. I think I go straight for Struggle Bug Hyper Voice. You go straight for a Thunder Wave. There's a Heat Wave. You have Pasho. We do need to know that. We get rid of Lipard. Okay, so you're at -1. I run that in the calc real quick. Well, okay, it doesn't really matter because of this situation. I'm gonna go over a Rage Powder here. Rage Powder plus... I'm gonna go for a Hyper Voice. I think you very well could be switching. Yep, that's what I thought. I should have... Yeah, I guess I should have called it. Yeah, I'm giving up my Primarina for nothing. No, that was bad. No, I needed to protect there. Okay, that was a bad turn. We lost a lot of momentum off of it. But we played a recover. You sludge bombed that slot anyway because you thought I was going to protect. Interesting. I do think that he can and will just kill here with Waterfall. Because he's not burned anymore. We do hope that this does burn, because Flame Body would be awesome. Nope, damn. Alright. So we're dealing with full power Gyarados here. So I'm wanting to go for, I think, Tailwind, because I think he'll try to paralyze me, and I want to get that speed back in my favor. And I can just go for the Psychic here. It'd be a sacrificial play, but I think it'll be okay. Had I had more time to think it out, I would have ended up calling that. Need to just slow things down. Okay. You just protected, so you're not liable to do it again. So I'm going to try to hit you. Now, the right slot. Actually, how well do you eat this? Not well at all. You'd have to be like super duper bulk invested. Okay. For the right slot. Moonblast. Because even if your Chandelure comes in, okay, got rid of Inu. We see what this Gyarados does. Power Whip. We got the Rindo. Can we live? Yes. Two turns left on Tailwind. So I should just be able to go here plus Hyper Voice. Figured as much. Okay, we get it. I was dead silent because I knew that paralysis would just kill me there. We would just lose the game off of it. Oh. Yeah, I mean, he had to go for the double protect. That was his win con. GG's. Oh, man, the luck there that with the paralysis, I was holding my breath the whole game because of those. But that was a hard-fought game and a very impressive showing from Snakeyes. So, very much a good game. So, I will see you guys soon for my afterthought. Oh yeah! And here we are, guys, for a little post-game interview. For those of you who are wanting to see the stats, I'm not going to display those just yet. I will be doing a little post-game talk once the interview is done. So if you are looking for those, just stick around and I will show them. For now, though, we have Snakeyes. How you doing?
Hello. I mean, I'm doing all good. All things considering that I lost, but I mean, like, it was a good match. Just, enjoying the rest of my night. So.
Absolutely.
How are you, Jake?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. Looking at things, I'm pretty sure I'm like a lock for first place now, but I'll deep dive into that when we get to the post game stuff. But yeah, I feel great about that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because I think you have Darty and you said what's his name? Pocket. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. So as far as the game goes, I agree with you. Very good games. And I was definitely stressed the whole way through. And usually when you say that, that's a bad thing. But it is the type of stress of like, I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm holding my breath between turns. Like, normally when you're thinking about your turn and trying to process, what should I do? That's when people go quiet. No, I was going quiet when the animations were going off. Just, please work.
I know, right? I'm kind of like that too. And also, I don't know about you, but sometimes like the battle music like kind of like gets to my head as well. Like, I don't know what battle music to listen to, but like for me, because I was listening to the Canary theme from Legends EA, so like when I was like thinking, like sometimes like the music would just like amplify my emotions as well, or like my stress. If that makes sense. So
I'm still furious they haven't given us the World Championship theme.
I know.
Such a good song.
I don't know why they're gatekeeping some of the good tracks. Like I'm also want them to put the gym leader theme from Heart Gold Soul Silver, but it's a different can of worms.
Yeah,
I want them to have like all the music.
At least those, we'll get to those eventually, but I'm scared they're gonna keep gatekeeping that World Championship theme. But anyhow, you had some interesting stuff I wanted to point out here.
Right.
When we were practicing, my practice partner is Poison, for those who are unaware. When we were practicing, one of the key things that he did that gave me the most trouble was Gyarados plus Venusaur. And it wasn't because he was bringing both of them, it was because I had to just 50-50 which one he was bringing. Okay. You went for a strategy where you brought both.
And in the individual games, you mean?
Yeah. So I believe it was in game 2 and 3, you brought both Gyarados and Venusaur. So it looks like Venusaur was your intended Mega the whole time, and Gyarados was kind of geared more towards a supportive role, a bulky role.
All right.
So
yeah, I would say that's pretty on spot with this initial inspection. Yeah.
Tell me the idea here.
Yeah. So. I would say just like looking into the matchup versus you, I felt okay. So like a couple things. So in my matchup versus you, Pokemon I was most worried about in terms of like giving me the most problem was like potentially like maybe like Scarfanolis with like screens, and then like bulky redirection with Volcarona as well. So the thing was, I thought that. Like, I wasn't too sure, like, which guys you were going to bring. I felt like Gyarados, like, pre-Mega and post-Mega would just, like, give me, like, a lot of support in general. Just, like, dealing, like, chip damage across the board and, like, spraying those Thunder Waves. Just, like, trying to set up the Mega Venu in the back if I did decide to bring both to a game. Like, I just, like, have, like, the way I like to plan is I like to give myself, like, the most flexible options into whatever my opponent could bring. So... that was like the main idea behind bringing them both to battle. Like, because it really just depended on like who you would, like which 6 you were bringing. Because based on like which 6 you have, like I was like, okay, like if he doesn't have like this Pokemon, then like I could like not bring one of these guys. But if he does have it, then I might feel a little bit more inclined to bring both. So like because you had like the Volcarona and the Primarina, like I felt a little bit more inclined to. And also, like, Gyarados has Intimidate, like, pre-Mega.
Yeah, it's always very, very helpful. I can definitely see where you're statted, because, I mean, you have the Intimidate that pretty well covers your physical side, so I assume the special defense was mainly to deal with, like, a Primarina, like, Moonblast or something?
On the Gyarados?
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like, when I was, like, playing around with, like, damage calcs, like, I was, like, playing around with, like, Adamant, and just careful as well. Like I felt like yeah, like obviously like with Adamant, like you'll get them a little bit more damage, and because the physical attack's like as high as attack as well. But like even if I did go Adamant, like the extra damage I felt I was getting with that wasn't like too significant, and I was like still getting like the goals to get like 2 or 3 KOs without Adamant, so that's just why I decided to go careful. Just like to give more longevity across the board, like into Primarina, like you mentioned.
Yeah, so I mean, I had noted just how many checks to Primarina that you had, because while Primarina does look amazing into pretty much all of your team, you also have plenty of ways to kill it, and that's a key thing when it comes to noting threats, is exactly how threatening is it actually when you take into account, well, am I just gonna die?
Exactly.
So when I was taking a look at all the ways that you had to kill the Primarina, I noticed that a lot of them kind of landed on grass. So, because the initial decision, I had Citrus Berry because when I was looking at the matchup versus Venusaur, obviously I just don't want to be there if I don't have to. But I would end up having to call the 50-50 of a Giga Drain versus a Sludge Bomb, going either Rindo or Kabia. And it's like, instead of calling the 50-50, I'll just go citrus and try to live it.
Yeah.
Well, when I noticed, like, okay, Gyarados, Power Whip, Chandelure, Energy Ball, like, a lot of these ways to deal with Prim are grass. So instead of calling the 50-50, we're just going to go the Rindo, and then hopefully, you know, it'll be a nice little tempting snack of, oh, Giga Drain, that's a health pack.
No, yeah. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't really anticipate Rindo Berry when I was thinking about the matchup. Like, this, I mean, it's good foresight that you said, like, you know, is that Gyarados had Power Whip. I feel like that's not as, like, intuitive, just, like, thinking about Pokemon movesets. But, like, Chandelure does get Energy Ball. I feel like, I don't want to say it's a really commonly known move on Chandelure, but, like, for me, it's like, oh, it does get Energy Ball.
Yeah, it's fairly well known.
And, like, I know Prim's, like, more specially bulky as well. And, like, yeah, you're right. Like, just, like, on the surface level, Prim just did seem to give me trouble, like, in general. So that, yeah, you're right. Like, I did want to, like, really respect the Prim, like, based on, like, whatever board state is at. So that's why I had all those tech moves. But you just had the Rindo Berry. So.
Yep. And funny enough, the Gyarados Power Whip is, now I would have learned it just from mocks, because that was something that was used against me. But I actually knew it beforehand because I was playing some singles ladder on Champions, and if you see a Gyarados, it's running it.
Yeah, it's an interesting move that it gets. I don't think I had access to that. Did it have access to that in Scarlet Violet? I don't recall. I feel like it didn't. But I know it did in Sword and Shield.
I don't know if it did. Okay. But the Pasho Berry on the Chandelure was a good call out. Because outspeeding and hyper voicing the Chandelure was just the way that I had been dealing with it.
Okay.
Because the one key thing that I had identified going into this match that was going to win the game was speed control.
Yeah, definitely.
And
you have pretty good speed control, yeah. Because I mean, like, Skarmory gets Tailwind, obviously, but like I also like Volcarado's like kind of the unspoken hero in terms of support for your team, like in general, but also into your matchup versus me. So
yeah,
I was aware about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that you noted it as well, because I mean you have the Thunder Wave on the
speed control, really.
Yeah, it's really important, and I had initially started out with a Thunder Wave Meowstic.
Okay.
And the issue that I ran into, and I'm honestly happy you didn't bring it, was Weirdier turned out to be an absolute demon for my team. Because cycling the Intimidates is good, especially since Skarmory just has no way to stop it. Obviously with Lopunny, depending on the timing of how I get the Mega in there, then yeah, I could stop the Intimidates. And the Oblivious Mamoswine deals with the Intimidates. But Skarmory, which was going to be a key damage threat, he couldn't. He has no way of stopping it. But what was more important and what stopped the Meowstic from being able to function was he learned that he could skill swap. Instead of skill swapping side to do the Intimidate, he can give me Intimidate and take away Prankster.
Mm-hmm.
And now he just has Prankster Thunder Waves on his Weirdier.
Yeah, it's kind of nasty. I mean, like, I'll be honest, like, I probably would not have thought of that. No.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool.
I figured, like, it's such a weird tech that I didn't think you would think of it preemptively. But Skill Swap is something that most Weirdiers are running nowadays, just to cycle those Intimidates repeatedly. So I was thinking, you know, it's not too much of a stretch to get in the middle of a game, realize, hey, Prankster's the issue, and oh, I have a way to just take it. So just in the moment, I had to respect that you could figure that out, and I just went with Serperior because into your team, it has a
mascot.
Yeah. It has a speed tier that may as well be Prankster.
Yeah, pretty much. It goes really fast.
So I can still get the glares off for speed control, and then it didn't have a good matchup into this team, but for some of the other versions of the team that could come, it had a pretty good match. This Ninetales is disgusting, by the way.
But with the Encore disable?
Yeah, you're not a good person.
Yeah. well, I mean, thanks, by the way. I mean, like, I don't know if you remember from last season, but because I had the bundle Ninetales last season, and I love running Encore bundle and then disable Ninetales, because it would just, like, not to be toxic, although I do admit, like, it kind of did feel good, and but, like, more so for, like, board positioning. But, like, I wasn't really planning to bring Ninetales into you, like, it was more so like a backup, like, in the end game, where I could just, like, Encore disable someone and just kind of, like, make you miserable, I guess. So I guess, yeah, sure, like, you're right, like, I'm not... Yeah, that was the idea with that. Originally, I had, theory on this, because, I mean, it's good into Skarmory, but also, like, I was, like, kind of hyper-focused on, like, a choice scarf Vanillux, and Vanillux, don't ask me why, but, like, I just know from my heart that it gets Flash Cannon, like, for ever since Black and White came out. That's, like, the only, like, coverage nurse it gets, and I was like, I feel like this guy could, like, go for, like, his cheeky Scarf Flash Cannon into my Ninetales and just, like, snipe me. So I was like, I'm not gonna let that happen, so that's why I had the Berry, but I was like, let me just put Citrus on it, just in case. Like, well, not just in case, but just, it's a little bit,
yeah.
better overall, I suppose.
The Ninetales definitely being a base 109 forces my Skarmory to go max speed Jolly.
Yeah, I did notice that as well. Yeah, I was like, oh, because of Ninetales, I feel like you have to go max Jolly.
Yeah, so I wanted to go some bulkier because I was definitely getting killed by some stuff that I really didn't want to die to, but the Ninetales just forced it, because if you were going to do like some screens stuff, I had to try to shut that down.
Yeah, definitely. I did think about Aurora Veil as well, but I don't... It's just not my style, I guess.
Yeah. I think one of the...
draft, so... Yeah.
Well, one of the biggest things that really caused me trouble was bringing the very bulky, can't be killed type of stuff, because it took away the fast-paced gameplay that I was wanting to play and put the speed into your hands, because I can't outspeed you and one-shot you anymore. I can still outspeed you, but I can't one-shot you, and then you one-shot me back.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to play this weird middle ground of being incredibly bulky and not going first, but the gameplay pace is still very fast because you're just one-shotting everything I got.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I could have considered bringing Veil, but, like, cause, yeah, I know, like, Veil with, like, for example, like, Mega V and Gyarados is, like, pretty obnoxious, just, like, on the surface level, just because of how bulky those guys are, but, yeah, I was just more so worried about, like, Volcarona and Skarmory, just, like, and also, like, Mamoswine Choice Scarf with, like, Heavy Slam as well was something I was also a little bit worried about, like, on the surface level, so those are the reasons why I, like, kind of opted about, like, yeah, I still had Ninetales in my 6, but, like, because of those three guys that I just said, I was, like, a little bit hesitant to actually bring it to battle.
I definitely had the Mega Gyarados in the back of my mind the whole time, which is why you'll see on my Mamoswine set I have the Superpower, because I wanted a backup way to just do tons and tons of damage if the Mega Gyarados was like full HP in the end game.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Superpower, honestly. Like, I was expecting, like, the top 3 moves, EQ, High Horsepower, Crash, and then the Heavy Slam, like, to help against the Ninetales specifically. I didn't really think about Superpower. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, not say, I call as in, like, oh, well, like, I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I went for it at the end game of game 1. You hear me say it, I was like, high horsepower would be the way to go here because I don't want to reveal my tech. And then I stopped and I thought, 95 accuracy.
Let me just get the win.
Let's just guarantee the win. Instead of trying to hide stuff on a 5% chance I auto lose. And then we get to
poor life, just taking his superpower.
we get to game 2 where exactly that happens.
Oh yeah, that game 2 was a doozy.
Yeah, I mean,
like I don't know like what you were like saying during that, but I was like fighting for my life. That game
So obviously, if I had landed that, then I'm pretty sure from there I win the game. That said, I can't be mad that I missed a high horsepower when I think immediately following it, if I had called the incoming protect, I still could have won.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that was. I was like it was like so tough. So yeah, it's just like you have to like, or I had to like get the call correct.
Yep.
What you're gonna do, because like I just like knew like for a while I was like, okay, like this guy's scarf, like, so it's like gonna be tough.
Yeah, no,
so,
I mean,
I just have to get the call right. So.
You made an amazing call, because I went for the very straightforward play of like, just hit what's in front of me again, and it just wasn't the right call.
Sometimes that's just like call. It just like really depends on the situation and the person. It just in that case, it just didn't work out.
Absolutely, yeah. And I guess so. I mean, I briefly touched on the Lipard, but I mean, it's Lipard. Prankster T-Wave fake out.
Lipard was like I only brought Lipard one other game this season so far. It was like my game 3 versus Grizz. Because generally like Lipard was kind of like an emergency like option for me, but like I just like knew into you. Like I was like Lipard, like it has to come. Like it's just like she just has to come. Like for like the T-Wave, like you said, and the fake out. I don't know, it's just how Lipard gets so many good moves, and like it just suffers from like that 4 move slot syndrome so hard.
Yeah.
So like, cause
Absolutely.
or like I had fake out T-Wave knockoff like for sure. I didn't have protect for the longest time. Originally, I had fake tears on it. But, like I wasn't really clicking it that much when I was like practicing. But also like something I was like worried about was like cause like, you know, the Mecha Lopunny could outspeed, and like Lipard's still, it's like so frail, so I was worried like, oh, maybe you could go for like a fake out into my Lipard, and then just like go for like a spread attack and just like delete it right away, before like it gets obnoxious, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, like that's why I decided to put protect on it.
Yeah, I knew it'd be a risk, because I mean, you have the Lipard, obviously, you have the fake out, so being able to trump that with my Lopunny fake out is pretty big, but I knew it'd be a risk not taking it, but I really wanted to cover that Gyarados, because if you Mega Evolve, then of course I can close combat it and we're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't Mega it, because looking at your team, Gyarados is your only good, like truly good Earthquake partner for the Garchomp. So if you're just choosing not to Mega it, then I can try to threaten. Everyone in the world knows, if you played against a Lopunny, you know that Lopunny gets triple axle. So if Lopunny is sitting in front of Garchomp, you're obviously thinking, I'm about to get triple axle. I can feint as if I'm going for a triple axle, and I can Thunder Punch your Gyarados to delete it.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like I needed the Thunder Punch to be able to deal with whatever Gyarados you're running.
Yeah, like I considered Thunder Punch, but I was just like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I was just like really paranoid about like the fake out plus like spread attack to just like get rid of Lipard. So that's but you didn't even write it. But I mean like it is what it is. That's just like part of the nature of the game. Yeah, because like that's why like the turn 1 game 1, I don't know if you remember, like I protected my Lipard to turn 1 just because I was worried about that. But then you didn't even like go for it. Well, because you didn't even have it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
And I did actually identify pretty quickly. The turn 1, the moment you sent out Lucario, I thought, am I about to get Final Gambited?
Mm-hmm. I did have it, yeah.
So when I identified later on, your Lucario moves.
It was before the Volcarona, I think, probably, right?
You
or
moved
before someone.
You moved before my Lopunny, and that identified your Choice Scarf. So I knew that, okay, So he is locked into Aura Sphere, which is great. But more importantly, that does tell me this is probably the final Gambit set. And it also tells me that Chandelure is not Scarfed, which was such a huge issue in Mox.
Yeah, I was considering putting Scarf on Shandy, but it just felt bad, like walking into Heat Wave and like say you had like Surge in the back.
Yeah.
For example, like also Primarina to like a equal extent, but like not as like bad, like obviously. So like that's just why I decided like not to lock in the Scarf Shandy.
Absolutely. I think I understand what you were going for here. This was definitely a well prepped team.
I'll be honest. Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
I was just rounding off with saying that yeah, this was. You definitely called some stuff that I wasn't really ready for, and I had to adjust, like in the moment. So that's always like the best thing that you can hear when you're going into a draft match is after the match your opponent says I wasn't ready for like
yeah, so I'll just say like I think wait, did you have any other thoughts before I
go ahead.
Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah, so I know before I think I mentioned the Rendo Berry on the Primarina, like I didn't really expect that. I did consider Kevia Berry for the Sludge Bomb. I was like, it could probably run that, or maybe it's like a leftover set with like the Screens Vanillix that I was like mentioning before. Like I was like, Vanillix I was just like kind of paranoid about. Did it even come, but yeah, I wasn't expecting Rendo on Primarina, and then similarly the Volcarona. Like okay, the Volcarona like this support Struggle Bug, Rage Powder, Tailwind, like I was just like that's just like I feel like it's just so good to my team, and I knew it was gonna be a problem for it to come. But I just expected to be like a Citrus Berry, not the Pasho Berry. So when I saw the Pasho Berry, I was like, great, like another resist berry to like make my life more difficult. Oh yeah, when I saw that the game, when I was like another berry, because I forget which one went first. I forget if Rendo went before Pasho activation, whatever happened. But I was like, oh great. So yeah, like that definitely made my life a little bit more difficult. But I mean, that was a good call as well. Did you decide to put that specifically like to make Gyarados' life more difficult? Like you didn't like want citrus in general, or like what was your thought behind Pasho specifically?
So for Pasho, yes, it was specifically for Gyarados because, well, it was also a little bit of Starmie, but I think I could have EV'd to live Starmie. Mm-hmm. Gyarados more specifically, though, because Gyarados can very easily prevent all the supportive capabilities that I was trying to go for with the Volcarona. Obviously, if at the end of the day I just get a Tailwind, then it could consider it a win. Mm-hmm. But you really want more out of that Pokemon, and as we saw in this game, Volcarona was just such a key figure because
it just sat there, just like being obnoxious in like the best way possible for you.
And Gyarados is your only physical attacker, so there's just no way you're breaking it if I'm just spamming Struggle Bug and
but then the Flame Body too.
yeah, the Flame Body was awesome.
Okay, I just want to say, sorry to interrupt, but like the game 2, I don't know if you remember this, because I think there was a board state with, it was my Gyarados and Liepard, and then you had Volcarona and Primarina, and then, I think you already revealed Protect that game, because you didn't reveal it the game 1, but I think you did the turn 1 game 2, and then I was like, okay, I kind of want to knock off and Waterfall the Volcarona to like get rid of it, but for some reason I thought you were going to Protect. So I was like, let me just like switch out Liepard to, I forget who I brought in. And let me just go for the Power Whip into the Primarina, but then you just Rage Powered the Power Whip and I got burned. And I was just like, this is like the worst turn that could have happened to me when that happened. I don't know if you remember that. I was like 4x resist move and then I get burnt.
Yeah,
I was like,
I remember thinking that there was a good chance that you were trying to Power Whip me there because Primarina was like in a pretty good spot that even through Rindo you might kill me.
Yeah, because I was debating. I was like, I could just knock off and Waterfall the Volcarona, just like get rid of it, in the hope I don't get burnt. but I thought like you might recognize that and just protect it, so that's why I just like went for the power weapon to Premier in it, but like you just went for the range joker. So I was like, yeah. And then I got burned for it, and it made the game a lot more interesting. At least in my opinion, it made it a lot more interesting.
Oh yeah, I mean, game 2 came down to the wire.
Those are my favorite kind of games. Even though like I feel like I lose a year off my life every time I'm in one of those games, like it's always like, and those are like the most fun to me.
Yeah, absolutely. They were great games, and you know, to wrap things up, I really got to thank you for giving me those great games, even though you ruined my perfect record, so you're banned from the channel.
Well, I'm at least I could say I'm the guy who made you lose your undefeated game streak.
True.
And even though I didn't take the set, which it is what it is, but I got the nail by the game too. It was like a set overall, like well deserved. Like,
I was already preparing myself. I saw that originally I had identified Pizza Guy and Fair. These are the threats. These are going to be the guys that are the problems, and great, they're my first 2 weeks. If I can get past these guys, then I'm looking good. Once I got past them...
You 2-0'd them, yeah.
I did, yeah. And then I get past them, and we're getting to like week 4, week 5 area, and I'm seeing, oh, great, this guy's second place, so I didn't identify him as a threat, but my season's not over yet.
Hey, in my defense, I think I did pretty good last season as well. So.
Oh, you did great. It's nothing as a player. I always try to identify things primarily on teams.
Yeah.
Except for Rhett. Rhett is disgusting, and I never want to play him again.
Yeah, the way I describe my team, it's like similar to my season 1 team. It's just like I call it like just a team of misfits. It's just like like another way to describe it, it's like a team held together by like Elmer's skull glue. Is the way like I joke about it, just because it kind of feels like that.
True.
But I mean, like I dig it, so it makes it more fun. But yeah, congrats again on the set. I'm not gonna forget this though, so I'm not gonna forget.
Oh, I've already pissed off plenty of people in this league, so I've accepted I'm the villain of this draft league. So I mean, we'll see.
You trumped me, so.
Much appreciated. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here.
All right, take care.
We're back for just a little bit of endgame review and wrap up. Sorry for that interview going for so long. I did not expect it to go that long. I am not upset at all by that fact. It was actually a great conversation. Snakeyes is a good dude, and I'm happy that we had such a great conversation. So, not upset about that at all. Just didn't expect it to go so long. So, unfortunately, this little bit at the end here probably ought to stay a little bit shorter, just for viewer retention purposes. There are a few things I want to go ahead and go over, and that is, I had mentioned something about the season as a whole, something I wanted to mention going forward, and well, there's actually some pretty big news, and I do want to cover that. Unfortunately, I just don't think that we have the time here, so I'm going to be pushing that off to its own little announcement video. So when I do that, I'll have all the time in the world to talk about it. Now, that said, focusing back in on this match here, I think it was a great match. It was the first game in the whole season that we dropped, so I'm not mad whatsoever. We are doing exceptionally well, and dropping a game here or there is not remotely something that you should be ashamed of. Overall, I'm very happy with our performance here. We only have 2 weeks left, so that of course puts us in a very strong position going forward. But just because I am happy with where we are does not mean we shouldn't review our mistakes and learn from them. So I wanted to take the time here. Sorry, I didn't give you that much time to look over the stats, but let's jump over here to my view. I have the VOD pulled up, and I want to go ahead and talk about something I've been learning with my coach. For those of you who don't know, I am being coached by Joe UX9. He's a professional player, regional champion. And he's been teaching me all sorts of things, but one of the things we've been working on lately is pressure dynamics. And that is essentially understanding what exactly on the field is a threat and how can I maneuver myself to an end game where I can win. So right here on the field, we have Mamoswine and the Skarmory left over against the Liepard, Gyarados, and we have the Chandelure in the back. So I will go ahead and mark that down. We have Shand in the back, and we have these two that we're immediately dealing with. So with that in mind, we need to understand who is pressuring what. So Liepard has just hit the field, same as Mamoswine. The very first thing that I need to do is I need to determine what am I going to lock in with my Scarf. At this juncture, he has recognized that I am a Scarf Mamoswine because we revealed that in Game 1. So he knows I'm going to lock into something. In all likelihood, he is probably going to fake out my Mamoswine. Because if you think about it, the Mamoswine can't protect itself, whereas the Skarmory can. So reading the fake out is pretty obvious here. Now, of course, that's not what he ends up doing, but overall, that is a very reasonable prediction to make. So the Liepard is probably going to hit the Mamoswine, and we're not going to get to do anything this turn. However, we can still go ahead and pick the move that we are going to lock in. We, of course, have 4 moves. We have High Horsepower, we have EQ, Superpower, and Icicle Crash. So, Icicle Crash is immediately out because we're not going to be doing any damage with that whatsoever to the Chandelure. Like, it's going to be, I don't know, 30% at best. So, definitely not Icicle Crash. For the same reason, no Superpower, can't hit Chandelure at all. That'd be 0%. So we're left with High Horsepower and EQ. Now, one of the controversial decisions that I stated is that I can't lock in EQ here because, and I gave no reason. Well, the reason is, Earthquake does spread damage, and when you do spread damage, it reduces the damage. So if he is somehow able to maintain either one of these Pokemon, doesn't matter which, Liepard or Gyarados, then that is going to reduce my damage, because even if I'm not hitting the Gyarados, it still reduces the damage. And I did go ahead and run the calc. If he is a no bulk investment, just 2 HP, that's it, Chandelure, which, come to find out, he actually had more bulk invested into the Chandelure. We don't have a guaranteed KO. So I was correct. I can't really afford to lock in Earthquake, because if he's any bulk invested, which at the time I didn't know, if he had any level of bulk invested into his Chandelure, then I just wasn't going to kill him with the Earthquake, and he would kill us with the Heat Wave. So EQ is out, and locking in High Horsepower was actually correct. So getting rid of all this, what should I do here? Well, realistically, I should be going on the offense with Skarmory. So I was worried about a Thunder Wave because I thought that would be a good way for him to finish me off. And realistically speaking, if he goes for a Thunder Wave into Skarmory, well, then that means I'm not getting faked out and I kill the Liepard. And it also means that Skarmory is still good to attack, so I can attack straight into this Gyarados, remove it. Now all that's left is the Chandelure. And that's it. That's done. We won. Well, okay. What's next? If he does end up faking out the Mamoswine, then that means Mamoswine can't do anything, and that means our Skarmory here is free to lock in a move. So if I target into the Gyarados and I remove the Gyarados because I am faster than it, then that means Liepard is next, or Liepard is left, and then Chandelure comes in. Well, Liepard isn't going to kill either one of these Pokemon, not in a reasonable amount of time. So all we have to do is pressure the Chandelure. Now he will have Thunder Wave, and he can Thunder Wave the Skarmory to make it so that I'm not fast enough to hit him. But then our full health Mamoswine that has not been taking chip from the Gyarados is able to attack into the Chandelure. So in that case, I should be just in this whole situation. There's so many different variables of what could be happening, but 100% of the time, Skarmory attacks here and removes this. That is the plan. Now, of course, what would have happened is he would have protected. I would have plonked into that. I would have removed the Gyarados because I am faster than the Gyarados. Chandelure comes in. Let's go ahead and move forward to that. So now we are in this situation where I am paralyzed. The Chandelure is out, and the Liepard here. The Liepard has already paralyzed us. We are threatening a kill with Mamoswine. We have lost so much of our health. We are threatening a kill on both the Chandelure and the Liepard. So we have two options. We can attack the Liepard, which is what we end up doing, or we can attack the Chandelure. Right? Those are our two options. Now, obviously, the most obvious thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to sit here and I'm going to attack the Chandelure. At this point, we've already missed the Liepard once, and that is why we lost so much HP. So this is the pressure dynamic, is that I am threatening this Chandelure. So what does he need to do in order to guarantee a win of the game? Well, he needs to make sure that this Chandelure lives for one turn, because he can kill Skarmory no matter what. He needs to make sure that Chandelure lives for one turn and that this Mamoswine is dead. How is he going to do that? Well, he's going to protect the Chandelure, and he's going to attack with the Liepard. If I read that, obviously he could go for the super just straightforward option of, ooh, I have Fire Move, it kill both of them. And then, then my very obvious play would have worked out. But assuming that he has some level of cognition of what is happening here and speed tiers and understanding what is a threat, then I can predict what's going to happen here. He knows he has to protect and that he's going to leave his Liepard open. I can take advantage of that, attack the Liepard, remove it with the Mamoswine, and then with the Skarmory, we realistically have two options. If I'm scared of missing with high horsepower, I can take Iron Head and I can double into it. Or I can take Brave Bird and I can just go straight into the Chandelure, just in case I get the call wrong and he's going to kill us both, but he, for whatever reason, misses the Heat Wave on the Skarmory. In that case, we cover it. We got lucky. Luck saves our ass there, and we are able to win the game that way. Here's what I am attempting to take from all of this. It's not just understanding pressure dynamics. I also just want to stress here that we did our preparations and our play rather well. Now, at the end here, of course, we made some huge mistakes that cost us the game. But the fact that we were in the game all the way till the end here where we made some bad calls is exceptional. We had the possibility of going this whole season, and of course we still have one more game left, and I'm not going to speak to how well that's going to go because I haven't played it yet. But we could have gone the whole season without dropping a game. Now, unfortunately, Snakeyes is a good enough player that he pushed us to this situation where we had to make these calls. That is props to him. I don't want to take away anything from the victory that he had in this battle. All I am attempting to say is that I cannot sit here and be mad that high horsepower missed when I had a multitude of answers in how to win this game. and I simply did not take them. I made a very straightforward call. It was a bad call. I got punished for it by missing the high horsepower, and ultimately what ended up happening there is I kind of just got frustrated, and I decided, well, that's it. I've lost here. I'm just going to try to lock in some moves and hope things go well. I shouldn't get into that mindset. I should always keep the mindset of I can win. What can I do? What are my win cons? Always bear that in mind. Never give up on a battle until it is truly over. That's the point here. I think I have driven that home. So that's going to be it. We're going to be moving on to our next battle. Next week we are facing Pocket Legacy and his Niagara Love Discs. But that's not all. As I said, I have an announcement video that will be coming out before that battle. So stay tuned. I'll see you then.